Now that the world is gradually returning to something resembling our normal life, after a 2-year interruption, lifelong hopes and dreams return to the front of mind. For some people, that includes trying out their life in a different part of the world. Many people with Norwegian heritage, or who admire the Nordic model of society, dream about living in urban Oslo or historic Bergen, or in a cabin close to skiing or hiking trails. Although moving to Norway is not straightforward, it might be not as difficult as you think. Hi my friends, I'm Anna and I was living and working in Norway for more than 3 years. And no matter that currently I moved back to London, I keep working with a number of Norwegian companies as well as individuals who, I guess like you, would like to relocate to Norway. And in this video I would like to share with you some vital information you definitely need to consider if you're planning to move to Norway in 2023. So, I guess you're wondering how to organize an international move to Norway. Well, let me give you some great news right away. It's not as hard as you might think. In fact, it's quite easy to move to Norway. If you have a valid reason for settling in the country, such a job or school to attend to, you will quickly discover why moving here is so popular among expats. Some of the key benefits of establishing yourself in Norway are fantastic sceneries, good job prospects, tolerant and accepting state, amazing maternity and paternity benefits, and free healthcare and education, even at the university level for international students. What else you possibly need to convince yourself that moving to Norway is a very good idea?
What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
Although there are many pros of living in Norway, there are quite a few things all the expats should know before moving here. For instance, be prepared to put down a security deposit, which might be up to 6 months equivalent to your rent. Yes, the cost of living in Norway is high. Renting an apartment here can be between 20,000 to 40,000 Norwegian krona, which is about 2,200 up to 4,500 US dollars per month, depending on which part of the country you're planning to relocate. My friends, every single case is different. And if you want to discuss your particular situation and your personal reasons why you would like to relocate to Norway, I'll be happy to schedule a private consultation with you. Feel free to write me an email. My email address is here and all my contact details will be provided in the description to this video. Let me know why you want to move to Norway and I will try my best to provide you with the best tools and techniques of how to move to Norway for your specific case. But today, let me cover some most popular questions my clients keep asking me regarding their move to Norway. Number one, and of course, is it difficult to immigrate to Norway? Immigration to Norway can be a complex process, but the difficulty of this process will depend on a number of factors, such as your nationality, education, work experience, skills and proficiency in language. If you're a citizen of European Union, European Economic Area or Switzerland, you generally have the rights to live and work in Norway without a resident permit. However, if you're not coming from those areas, first of all, you will need to obtain a residence permit before you can start working and living in Norway. Norway has a point-based system for skilled workers, which means if you have a high level of education, relevant work experience and proficiency in Norwegian or another Scandinavian language, you might be able to qualify for a residence permit. In addition, Norway has several programs that allow people to immigrate for specific purposes, such as study, family reunion or work. In overall, the process of immigrating to Norway can be challenging, but it's certainly possible with the right qualifications and documentation. Let's bring a little bit of statistics here. Approximately 765,000 immigrants were living in Norway last year, with 1 out of 3 people residing in Oslo an immigrant or born to foreign parents. 1/3 of people traveling to Norway do so for work opportunities, as the country's thriving financial and energy sectors is a rising magnet for foreign talent. The Norwegian government also encouraging new business startups, and it is believed that more than 30,000 new businesses are registered in the country each year, making it a very attractive destination for investors and self-employed. What I'm trying to say here that it's very possible to move to Norway if you really want to. Fine, I will share my personal story how I managed to move to Norway at the end of this video. After I finish giving you some vital information I want you to know before you make your final decision to move to this gorgeous country. But check this out, Norway was called one of the hardest countries for foreigners to settle in. With no doubts, Norway has a great work and life balance, but it might be very difficult for international residents to settle in. This is what the survey of foreign nations has found. Norway has ranked 34th of 52 destinations. The country performed best where foreign nations were asked about their work and life balance, quality of life, but scored below average for personal finance and at the bottom 3 of how difficult it is to settle in. When it comes to life-work balance, Norway was one of the best performing countries and ranked the second, sandwiched by the neighbors Denmark and Sweden. My personal experience is I'm really happy with work and life balance in Norway. It has a great impact of me having enough time to spend with my family, to do my other activities and enjoy my hobbies. Expats here are also usually impressed with the local economy, job security and business culture. However, the biggest issue of those who took part in this survey was how difficult it is to settle in Norway. Norway was among 3 worst countries for settling in, with only Sweden and Kuwait performing worse.
No! God, please, no!
Foreign residents said it was really hard to adapt to the local culture. They struggled to make friends, and over the third described the locals as generally unfriendly. Typical question number 2. Can I move to Norway with no job? Well, it is possible to move to Norway without a job offer, but it's going to be extremely difficult to obtain your residence permit without having a job here. Norway has very strict immigration policies that prioritize skilled workers with job offers, and the local government generally require from the applicants to demonstrate that they can support themselves financially during their stay. If you are a citizen of European Union or Switzerland, you have the right to stay in Norway for up to 3 months without a job or residence permit. However, if you're planning to stay for longer than 3 months, you will need to register with the police and show that you have sufficient financial means to support yourself. For non-European citizens, the situation of moving to Norway is a little bit more challenging. The Norwegian government prioritizes workers with skills and qualifications that are in high demand in the country. To be eligible for a residence permit, you will need to have a job offer or a specific set of skills that is in demand in Norway. You may also be required to have a certain level of education, local language skills and work experience. Usually, if you come here under work immigration to Norway, you will need to have found a job before coming to Norway. Although, often people come in here on their tourist visa and quickly find a job before their visa expires. The exact type of a residence permit you will be applying for will depend on your country of citizenship and also your skills and also the type of work you will be doing in Norway. Much money I need to move to Norway. The most expensive cities in Norway are, as I promised, a little bit of my personal story. This often comes as a massive shock to many expats. Let me give you some very useful websites how to find accommodation here in Norway. I would like to share with you the last tip to all European citizens who are planning to go to Norway and look for a job.